What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. And I hope you guys are ready for today because we got some comics coming out. In this video, we are going to be covering Devil's Reign, issue number 6. This will be the epic conclusion, bringing everything to an end. And if you're trying to get caught up, if you don't even know where to begin with this comic, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well at the top of this video. This is going to take you to a playlist that covers the entirety of this event, and that includes all of the tie-ins. A story written by Chip Zdarsky. The amazing artwork is by Marco Tichetto. The color artist is Marcio Menez. Wilson Fisk has stolen the mind control abilities of the Purple Man, turning friend against foe. He uses his ability to try to take over the city. Finally figuring out who Daredevil is, he goes to the apartment of Matt Murdock, thinking that he is murdering Daredevil, but it is in fact his brother. And right before we jump into this, I do want to let you guys know that X-Men Red has come out today. So if you are interested in the X-Men, if you are interested on what's going on Morocco, it is definitely not an issue you would want to miss. Be sure to buy the comic, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we jump into the finale, we are jumping into all-out chaos. With Doc Ock and all of his variants as well as his minion robots, they have made their attack alongside the Thunderbolts. The Avengers, Daredevil, all of them are trying to take these guys on. Amidst all of the fray, this is where Daredevil gets a communication. Kristen McDuffie has chimed in to let him know that there has been a murder. Wilson Fisk has killed your brother. Matt Murdock is now dead. With Daredevil hearing this news, he absolutely loses it. With Daredevil making his exit from the battlefield, everyone else is still trying to hold on the best they can. The biggest problem with this is the Purple Man. He is commanding a good majority of this city. So it's not just Dr. Octavius, it's not just the Thunderbolts. It is everybody descending down on them. Their only hope at this point is to shut down the Purple Man. Taking us to the apartment of Wilson Fisk, we pick up with him and Mary, and he's letting her know that they gotta go. That it is finally all over. The blood on his shirt, it belongs to Daredevil. The wolves are now closing in. This city is falling apart. Everything that he has ever wanted is standing right in front of him. As long as he has Mary, he doesn't need anything else. Feeling like a fool that it took him this long to recognize it. Unfortunately for this couple, the getaway is not going to be that easy. As they go to drive off, this is where we see Daredevil, aka Elektra. After hearing the news that quote-unquote Matt Murdock had been murdered, she never confirmed this, even thinking to herself that it could be his brother. But she is finally ready to do exactly what needs to be done, letting Fisk live after all of these years. It has been one of the biggest mistakes that she feels she has ever made, as Elektra walks up to the wreckage. This is where we have Daredevil come on scene, letting Elektra know that if anybody is going to kill Wilson Fisk, it is gonna be me. As our mayor looks at Daredevil, he is in absolute disbelief. Not being able to figure out why Daredevil just won't die, he charges full speed ahead. Taking us back to the battleground, we have Iron Man taking out Dr. Octavius. And it was relatively easy. Doc Ock doesn't have any armor, so Iron Man flying in and knocking him out, it works super quick. Coming on scene, we have the Fantastic Four, we have Moon Knight. These are all the individuals that had been locked up in prison, but are now free. While Invisible Woman holds off this mass crowd that is gathering because of the Purple Man, trying to ensure that no civilians get hurt in this fight. This is where we see Joseph. He is one of the children of the Purple Man. Seeing all of the chaos, all of this destruction, he is ready to go have a conversation with his father. On the other side of town, we have Wilson Fisk and Daredevil going toe-to-toe, with Wilson Fisk really gathering the upper hand. Daredevil is emotional. He is fighting with rage and anger, and he is not focusing. He is being really sloppy, and Fisk is getting the upper hand. As Elektra is currently going toe-to-toe with Typhoid Mary, we see Daredevil just getting beat to a pulp, with Daredevil currently on the ground bleeding out, trying to get to his feet. We are taken back to the battlefield, right to the very center where the Purple Man has been residing. As Joseph approaches, he has to ask, "Where are my brothers and sisters?" He informs them that they are all dead, every single one of them. He has taken their power, and now he plans to take his. Off in the distance, we see Luke Cage making his way over here, with Daredevil looking very defeated. Inside of the vehicle, he grabs a staff. The cane of Wilson Fisk, the one he has been using to mind control people. Grabbing hold of this and being able to use it on Fisk, he wants to make him suffer for every single sin that he has ever committed. He wants him to think about every life he has destroyed, every life that he has taken. Daredevil, knowing what needs to be done, grabbing that staff and slamming it right across his face. He knows that Wilson Fisk needs to die. As Daredevil is beginning to see red, he is smashing in the face of Wilson Fisk. We are seeing at the same time that Joseph is going against his father. Their two powers clashing together. Luke Cage trying to hold off the Purple Man as long as he can, giving Joseph the opportunity to really charge up and try to fight back. With Kilgrave just being done with all of this, he commands Luke Cage to kill the boy, while Cage fights this with everything he has. Joseph has tears in his eyes, believing that he can't do this by himself. Daredevil, taking one of Elektra's sides, he is about to impale Wilson Fisk. Elektra stops him, and she lets him know that you can go ahead and do this, because if anybody truly deserves it, it is him. But just remember, you're not an assassin. For some idiotic reason, you put on that mask, you decided to be a symbol, and right now, the world is watching you. What kind of symbol do you want to be? What kind of man do you strive to become? With Daredevil standing down, we see Joseph take on the Purple Man and win, with the help and the encouragement of Luke Cage. This battle comes to an end. With everybody coming out of this mind control, they all run in opposite directions, trying to make their escape. Our Avengers and everybody else are scooping them up and throwing power dampening collars on those that try to run away. Everybody and anybody who has been working for Fisk has been a Thunderbolt, so on and so forth. With Mayor Fisk being defeated, with the Purple Man currently unconscious, Joseph learns that his brothers and sisters, they are in fact alive. With the day now being won, we have Wilson Fisk who is being toted off. As we go into the back of this transport, we see that the guards are in fact Butch and one of his guys. They have hijacked this transport and they are taking it to a very specific location, taking us to the House of the Stormwinds. These are the ones that have been manipulating everything, the ones that have true power and true control. They are offering Fisk an opportunity to not go to jail. In fact, what they are offering is for him to become president. Of course, there is only one catch to this. Wilson Fisk has to be a puppet. They will be in true control. As Wilson Fisk begins to think to himself, what would my son believe if I became president? How would he look at me? Would it command respect? Would he have no other option but to give me respect? Running the greatest country in the entire world, why not? On the other hand, he's made plenty of mistakes, and he is not going to make yet another one, making this a teachable moment for Butch. A Fisk bows to no man. Wilson Fisk, he lets loose. Taking on the guards, taking on these two. He makes quick work of all of them. Butch jumps in for a second, and he asks, what are we doing? But he already knows. At the end of the day, you are a Fisk. And though he may not have ever been there for him, this is what he is going to do. This is his inheritance. He tells him to tell the world Butch killed Wilson Fisk, that he murdered Matt Murdock, and Butch rose up against him. This will give him absolute reign as the new king. And for Butch, this is the first time that he has heard Matt Murdock has been murdered, that his father did it, and he knows that it was Mike. This was the cost. Mike Murdock tried to tell him, tried to let him know, and in the end, it cost him his life. Taking us 1 week later, picking up with Elektra and Daredevil. Daredevil is ready to level up after everything they have been through. The world believing that Matt Murdock is currently dead. His alter ego is no longer a viable option. He is ready to start thinking bigger though. And that starts with the Fist. He is ready to start the organization back up again, hand in hand with Elektra. And this is just the beginning of what he wants to do. He has plans to save the world. Taking us to a pier, we pick up with Fisk and Mary. The two of them now looking like they're about to retire, hopping onto a sailboat and heading off into the sunset. No longer having a desire for war, for fighting, for any of it. He is ready to settle down and live his life with Mary, believing that this is the only thing he has ever needed, and it has taken him this long to realize it. He's ready to go find his happiness. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I had read the solicitations for this, and it really made it seem like this was going to change the entire Marvel landscape forever. It was going to make it seem like there was going to be actual individuals to die, some real repercussions, and that just didn't happen. Yeah, we lost Mike Murdock, but that's really about it. A bunch of people went to jail. Wilson Fisk yet again is able to escape. Not only that, he is getting to live his happily ever after. More than likely, this is just an opportunity to take Wilson Fisk, set him to the side for quite some time, and really drive with something new, bring him back in a couple years, whatever, for other stories, so on and so forth. I think what I like most about this story is it's finally getting this Daredevil and Wilson Fisk fiasco that has been going on for so many years. It's finally separating that, and is giving Daredevil some kind of new direction, a new goal, and that is to save the world. That is to reform the Fist and finally take down the Hand, which currently the Hand has the Punisher as their head guy, their head enforcer, their head killer. He's just been laying waste, sacrificing people on the daily. So with these two stories currently ongoing, we know that they are about to interconnect. They're about to come together, and we are going to see some awesome Daredevil the Punisher team up. It wasn't quite the ending I hoped. I was really hoping that some more individuals lost their lives in this. I was really hoping that it had some real dramatic and huge consequences. But like most comic stories, they wind it up with really just losing some side characters. The artwork has been absolutely phenomenal. And with all of the spin-offs, there's huge potential for us to get more, like the Superior 4. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to donate to the channel, you can always do so by hitting the super thanks button. That'll help support the channel. Every little bit helps. If you can't do that, do me a favor, hit that sub button, like this video, hit that notification bell, and until the next breakdown.